Good morning, students. This is computer science class. Today, our topic is function. What is function? To reduce the complexity of a large program, we divide a large program into smaller parts. Each part is known as function. Suppose your program consists of lots of coding. Now, if you want to minimize the complexity in case of large program, we divide a large program into smaller parts. Each part is known as function. Now, there are two types of function. One is library function, another is user defined function. In class 11, we have discussed about library functions. So what are library functions? The functions which are already defined in Python library are known as library functions. Example, POW, sqrt, all are mathematical functions. Now, in this chapter, we will learn how to create user defined function. Okay, how to create user defined function. Now, let's start. If you want to write user defined function, first we have to use the keyword def. Def is the keyword. It has special meaning. Whenever you start coding with def, means it is a user defined function. Def, then suppose you write cal. So here cal is the name of the function. Instead of cal, you can give any name. Within bracket, suppose you write a comma b. So this is known as argument. So this is the function header. So if you want to write a user defined function, first we have to write def, then name of the function is cal. Within bracket you write a comma b. These are the arguments or parameters. Now what is cal? Cal is the name of the function. Instead of cal, you can give any name. A or B are known as arguments or parameters. In a program, all the inputs are the arguments of the arguments or parameters of the function. After this line, we have to use colon. Colon means it requires some block. Now, below the line, suppose you write C equal to A plus B. So this is known as body of the function. So this function has two arguments A and B. This is the body of the function C equal to A plus B. Now, if you write here print C, it will print the value of C. So this is the basic structure of a Python function. Understood? First we have to write def, then name of the function. Within bracket we have to write the arguments. And body we write C equal to A plus B. The next line we write print C, means it will print the value of C. Now, all the user defined function we have to write outside the main function. See, whenever you write a Python program, there is a main part under which we have to write the code. But in case of function, we have to write the function outside the main function. And whenever we need, we call the function inside the main function. So, whenever you write user defined function, we have to write outside the main function. Okay, and whenever we need, we can call the user defined function inside the main function. Now, in this program, there are two arguments A and B, but we don't know what is the value of A and B. So, in main function, at the time of calling the function, we have to pass the value of A and B. Suppose this is the main part we want to write. Suppose you write x equal to 3, y equal to 4. Suppose you write x equal to 3 and y equal to 4. Now, if you want to call the function, we have to write cal within bracket x comma y. Okay, if you want to call any function, just write the function name. Okay, here there are two arguments A and B, and here there are two arguments x and y. Means value of x will go to A and value of y will go to B. As the value of x is 3, y equal to 4. So A is 3 and B is 4. What is the value of C? C equal to 3 plus 4, we got 7. Now whenever you write print C, it will print 7. This is the output of the function. So understood? This part we have to write outside the main part, and this is the main part where we call the function cal. As this function has two arguments A and B, so at the time of calling we need two variables. Here there are two variables, one is x and this is y. Value of x is 3 and value of y is 4. Now if you write cal x comma y means this is the calling statement of the function cal. So value of x will go to A and value of y will go to B. Understood? Now C equal to A plus B means value of C is 7. Print C means it will print the value of C. Now this function will print the output inside the function body. Instead of printing the value inside the function body, we can also return the output to the main function. Means we have to write, means instead of print C here, we have to write here return C. Okay, instead of print C, we have to write here return C. Whenever you write return C, so at the time of calling a function, we need a variable which can store the return value. Def cal A comma B, C equal to A plus B, the return C means value of C, return C, this function returns something. So this is the main part. Initial value of x equal to 3, y equal to 4, p equal to cal x comma y. So whenever we call the function, the control will go to the function body. Value of x will go to A, value of y will go to B. Now C equal to A plus B. Return C means the control again return back to the calling statement. Now what is the value of P? Value of P is C. After that, if you write here print C, it will print the value of C means it will print 7. Understood? So whenever we write a function, either we can print the output inside the function body or we can return the output at the calling statement. Understood? If you want that, you can use output in the main function, then we return the value. Otherwise, we print the value inside the function body. Now we will discuss about different types of arguments or parameters. So Python has 3 types of arguments. First one is default argument. Second one is named argument. Third one is positional argument. So there are 3 types of arguments. First one is default argument, second one is named argument, third one is positional arguments. Now we will discuss about these 3 types of arguments. Now see, suppose we have a function def cal. Suppose there are 3 arguments A, B, C. So here cal is the name of the function, def is the keyword, and there are 3 arguments A, B and C. We don't know what is the value of A, B, C. Now if you write here A comma B comma C equal to 5, so this is known as default argument. You write def cal is the name of the function, A comma B comma C equal to 5, C equal to 5, this is the default argument. So what is default argument? At the value of C is 5 means by default the value of C is 5. So at the time of calling, if you do not pass any value against C, by default value of C is 5. But if you pass any value, the value will be assigned to C. Suppose this is a calling statement. You write cal 6, 10, 9. This is a calling statement. Cal 6, 10, 9 means value of A is 6, value of B is 10, and value of C is 9. But if you write cal suppose 7, 10, what will happen? In this function, there are 3 arguments A, B, C. But at the time of calling, we pass only 2 value. Then what will happen? Value of A will be 7, value of B will be 10. And by default, what is the value of C? By default, value of C is 5. So in this case, value of A is 7, value of B is 10, and value of C is 5. But in the here, value of A is 6, value of B is 10, and value of C is 9. So this is known as default argument. Okay? So default argument means if you want to set default value to any argument, then it is known as default argument. Suppose here default value of C is 5. This is default argument. So at the time of calling, if you do not pass any value for C, by default value of C is 5. So this is known as default argument. Second one is positional argument. Okay, what is positional argument? You have to pass argument according to the position of the argument. Suppose if you write cal 2, 3, 4. So here there are 3 arguments A, B, C. Here there are 3 arguments A, B, C. First position is in first position there is a, second position there is B, in third position there is C. So if you write cal 2, 3, 4, automatically value of A will be 2, B 3, and C 4. It will take the original position. That's why this is known as positional argument. Understood? Here A first position, B second position, C third position. You pass 2, 3, 4. 2 is the first position, 3 second position, 4 third position. So automatically value of A is 2, value of B is 3, and value of C is 4. Last argument, which is known as keyword argument or named argument. Suppose in this case there are 3 variables A, B, C. There are 3 arguments A, B, C. You want to pass value for B first, then A, then C. But you cannot do this with the help of positional arguments. Then we use keyword or named argument. Suppose if you write here B equal to 6, A equal to 2, C equal to 3. In this way also we can pass argument at the time of calling. So this is known as keyword or named argument. So if you write B equal to 6, but remember in case of keyword or named argument, name must be same. Here there are 3 parameter ABC. Here also there are 3 parameter ABC. Now first you write B equal to 6. So automatically value of B will be 6. A equal to 2. Value of A will be 2. C equal to 3. Value of C will be 3. So this is known as named or keyword argument. Understood? Now last topic is actual parameter and formal parameter. This is the last topic, actual parameter and formal parameter. What is actual parameter and what is formal parameter? Suppose you write a function def cal a comma b. This is a function header. Now if you want to call the function, suppose you write cal, suppose you write x comma y. So in the function header there are 2 arguments A and B, and at the time of calling the function there are also two functions x and y. Now a, b are known as actual parameter and x and y are known as formal parameter. Okay, at the time of calling, whatever you pass is known as formal parameter. Okay, and this is known as actual parameter. At the time of, this is the function header. At the function header, if you pass any parameter, they are known as actual parameter. And at the time of calling, if you pass any value or any parameter, these are known as formal parameter. Okay, student, that's all.